Hey, it's Mike with Fleetwood RV. Today we're going to take a look at a brand new floor plan. This is a Palisade 45FS. So here's the exterior of the Palisade 45FS. This is the cliffside exterior. We do have 6 different options for the exterior graphics, and we'll list those right now. With all of those exterior graphics, you get the double clear, which is, we basically put 3 coats of clear on it. We sand the coach down to make sure all of your paint lines are nice and even. And then we put 3 more coats of clear on it. So then that's gonna build your UV protection. It's gonna get rid of the orange peel and give you a real nice slick sidewall. And all of the Palisades come with fades and drop shadows too to really, it gives a high-end paint job. But we're gonna start up front here and we're gonna go all the way around the coach and look at some of the exterior features. This one is an important one. So the Palisade's built on the Freedom Bridge. We're the only ones in the industry using this technology. We have 2 7.5-inch I-beams that run the full length of this motorhome, which is extremely important because it stops your unit from twisting. I-beams don't twist. That's the same thing they're using in massive bridges and skyscrapers and things like that. And another thing that doesn't twist in your motorhome is your tile. So without your chassis twisting, you won't have to worry about breaking tiles as much as you would. This is built on, uses the Cummins 450 horsepower engine. It's producing 1,150 foot-pounds of torque, and it's paired with an Allison 3000 transmission, so towing's not going to be an issue for you. We have tire sizes, 315, 80, 22.5 on the aluminum Alcoa wheels. Right here we have the fuel fill. This is on both sides, so when you pull up to a gas pump, or fuel pump, I'm sorry, no matter which one's open, go in and take it because you can fill up from either side. Our first luggage bay here is standard, is going to be just storage. This is going to be all open, but this one does have the optional exterior freezer. So you can unplug that as well and take it with you wherever you want to go. Keep the beverages nice and cold. Right above that, we have our exterior entertainment system, which has a Samsung TV. It's on a swivel, so no matter where you're sitting underneath your awnings, you'll get a good viewing angle. And plus you'll have your sound bar right there behind it. And we're talking about sitting under the awnings. If you look up, this whole coach has the Girard roof mount awnings. So this is a 45, or tip to tip is 44 foot 8 inches. And you can see probably 42 feet of that is covered in patio. So I know we all like our families and friends, but sometimes you need your space, and you can get that underneath the Palisade. Next luggage compartment, nice, wide. You can see that Freedom Bridge gives us a lot more storage under here. This one is standard. This is a MORride pull-out tray. This can be accessed from either side of the unit, so it makes getting your luggage out a lot easier. The next luggage compartment is basically the same, all pass-through storage. Now this slide tray here is an option. This particular unit obviously has it in it. Another thing we want to point out here is the inside of our unit, or basements, it's all Citadel. So everything in here is steel and Citadel, which is a composite material. It's actually the same material they use in car wash bays. So you don't have nothing in here that's going to rot. If you want to spill, or tiki torch spills in here, no matter what you want to put in here, firewood, you're not picking it out of carpet. You can literally spray this out with a water hose and you're good to go. Another interesting thing we do here at Fleetwood is everything below this belt line is steel. Everything above this belt line is aluminum. What that does is channel that center of gravity towards the bottom. That's how you control that sway, is by controlling that center of gravity. So 60% of our weight is below this belt line. Look how tall this unit is. So that's about the bottom 25% of this unit is where all the weight's at. So that gives you a nice solid ride. It hugs the road when you're taking curves and things like that. So very, very nice ride with the Palisade. Our next compartment is our batteries. The Palisade comes with 6 batteries down here, and these are AGM batteries. They're maintenance free, gonna last a long time, great batteries. I think that's the best bang for your buck, is those AGM batteries. We have our transfer switch right here. This thing is set up to do all the work for you. So all you gotta do is enjoy camping. So that's gonna change your power from your generator to your shore cord. No matter which one you're using, it's gonna do it automatically. And just for reference, your generator will always take priority because it's a nice clean power. You never know what you're gonna get off of that post. So again, it's done internally. Your battery control center. We have a 30 amp MPPT solar charger right here because we do have solar 305 watts on top of this unit. We have a slide out disconnect switch and an inverter disconnect switch right here. So if you're getting your unit, slide outs ain't working. If you're on a dealer's lot and the slide out ain't working, make you look really good when if they can't get it, then be like, hey, is the slide out disconnect switch on? A lot of times that's what it is right there. Coming back a little further, this is a tag axle. This one is a fixed axle. This one right here turns. This wheel turns at 12 degrees. That's going to reduce your turn radius by 17%. Palisade can turn 8 feet inside most of the competition, which is very, very important. Because Freightliner actually did a study and they said like 90% of all accidents happen in the 1% of the time you're backing up. So by eliminating how much time you're backing up, because you got nice tight turn radius, it eliminates a lot of headaches in the future. Another thing that we have is V-Ride. So with the V-Ride, I was telling you about how we put all that weight at the bottom of the unit, which stables up your unit. And now you pair that with this feature from Freightliner Custom Chassis, and this unit truly rides very nice, hugs the road nice. You wouldn't believe it for a unit this big. When we're talking about the steering too, I didn't mention up front, but this is a independent front suspension unit. So that front wheel turns at 60 degrees as well. And independent front suspension, obviously you got 2 arms versus 1 solid beam. You got a solid beam, if this axle goes down, this one's got to come up. When you got independent, this one can bounce and hit a rock or something, and it doesn't affect this side. So it give you, and it really just adds to that ride. Back here is some more components. These are your starting batteries. These are 12-volt batteries, not 6-volt like our house batteries are. So if you come jump your unit for some reason, make sure you're coming here, not to those ones. We got our DEF right here, DEF tank. This unit has a 150-gallon DEF tank, oh, that's a lot of DEF. 150-gallon fuel tank and a 15-gallon DEF tank. And right here is going to be our air dryers, fuel filters, and things like that. Another disconnect right here for our chassis and for our house. Coming around the rear of the unit, we have a solid fiberglass rear cap. We have camera up top that has one-way audio, so that way if you're telling the driver to turn left or right, they can hear you. And we have brake sync, which would be right here. This unit is already prepped for your tow vehicle. So when you go to the dealership, you pick this up, you buy the component that goes into your tow vehicle, and you already have air on board here. This is a Freightliner Custom Chassis feature that we elect to have on our units. And a great thing about it is it's a standalone system. So if you're driving down the interstate, something flips up and cuts these brake lines that connect the two, you'll only lose power to your tow vehicle. It won't affect your primary vehicle at all, and vice versa. So it's very nice to have those systems separated versus teed in with a T, and then it links the two systems together. It's kind of a safety issue, so with this, you're not gonna have to worry about that. We're gonna come over here. So this is something new for Fleetwood. Typically, we've never done the side radiators. We do in our American coach lineup, but not Fleetwood. So now we have a side radiator. So if you're one of those guys that like to do a lot of your maintenance, change your belts and things like that, that is going to be a little bit more easier to access now with a side radiator. Right here we got our DEF fill. Next, our wash down bay. So this is where we spend a lot of our time when we're setting up and tearing down. And with the Palisade, it makes it a lot easier because everything is on power reels, no matter what it is. Here's our water, our 50 amp cord, everything's on reels. We have holes right here, so we can run that down through it and we can still keep this bay locked up. Here is a whole house filter. Again, we change this about every 8,000 gallons. We have a gravity fill right here for fresh water, water pump. Neat thing about our water pump too is we have an acclimator system. Basically, like if you live in the country, it's like a pressure tank. So you're gonna get nice, consistent, even pressure instead of a pump kicking on and off all the time. Low point drains for winterizing it. And it's cold enough out here, we probably should be doing that now. It's freezing. Here's our tanks. We have our fresh tank, it's a 105-gallon fresh tank. And our drain right here, our black tank is 50 gallons, and then our gray tank is 75 gallons. But the coolest thing about our black tanks here at Fleetwood is they're wedge tanks. We have the patent on that. So basically that tank goes like this, and it's only about 3 inches thick on the bottom. So that is actually tilted towards the drain, so you don't have to worry about mounding and debris getting in there and being hard to drain and making your tanks not read right. The wedge tank is a very nice addition. We have our 110s hookups and exterior shower out here as well. All of these bays are the same. We just looked at this pass-through storage on the other side. That cardboard box is your rear rock guards. You have a Fleetwood rock guard on the back. Right here, again, pass-through storage. And underneath this is new as well. We do a 6-inch stainless steel strip all the way down it. Gives it that nice high-end look. And then this compartment right here is our AquaHot. This has an AquaHot 450D, so you do have that engine preheat available. And our central vac Dirt Devil right there. That AquaHot is going to do all of your interior heat and all of your hot water needs. So a good thing about it on your interior heat is it's a nice even heat, plus it doesn't pull any of the humidity out of the air. So you don't wake up all itchy and things like that. Dual fuel fills, we talked about that over there. 60-degree wheel cut. Right here, we have our windshield wiper fluid, but the coolest thing in here is we got 2 air chucks. One is to put air in the system, since we're on an air brake system. If there's no air in the system, you have no brakes. Or, sorry, if there's no air in the system, your brakes are applied. So if something happens, this thing breaks down, you need to have it towed. Your tow truck driver can put air in the system, it'll release your brakes and safely be towed at that point. And then we have one that provides air. So if you want to blow the wood chips out of your compartment or something, you can do that. But another thing that's new, right above that, you'll see a little black latch. This is the hood release for the generator on the front. So we pull that, it'll release the generator hood. And then when we come around here, you can pull this out, and we have a 10K generator. You know, like the Discovery LXC had an 8K, that's an upgrade for the Palisade. You got a 10K generator right here. And then this is also new. This is gonna be our adaptive cruise control and collision mitigation. We'll talk about that inside where it's a little bit warmer. So now we're inside the Palisade 45FS. Let's take a look at some of the amenities and what it's like to access those while the slides are all in and we're in travel mode. So coming through the living area, you got good access. Now into the kitchen, you can see and get to everything, your microwave, your sink, and all of that stuff. Right on the other side, we have our refrigerator, easily accessible. Coming back here, we come into the bathroom. And as you can see with the way the door opens up, we have 100% access. The same access of whether this is closed or open. Really, really neat thing about the Palisade 45FS is it's one of the only units that you can access the bunk beds while you're closed in travel mode. Full access to the bathroom, and then that's where it stops. You never really can get to your bedroom, or you can get to your bedroom, just never over the bed. But everything we need is here in travel mode. Now let's open this unit up. We'll see what it's like in camping mode. This is the inside of the Palisade 45FS. Now we're opened up in camping mode. So we're going to take a look at some of the features, and we'll start up in the cockpit. So up here in the cockpit, we'll talk about some of the key features up here. One of those is going to be, now we have On Guard. That is going to be our adaptive cruise control, our collision mitigation, our emergency braking, lane departure, all of that stuff. Now the exact same features that you have in your vehicle, you now have in your motorhome. With the dash, this is the OptiViews. Came out of an S-Class Mercedes. It's from Freightliner. It's really nice, and you can tell the high-end feel of it. You can customize all of your gauges here. So if you want to see engine temperature, transmission temperature, fluid levels, you can program them all onto your dash. And another thing that's included into that dash is your tire pressure monitoring system. So there's no more little monitors bolted all over your dashboard. It's all integrated, so you can look at it as you're traveling down the road. Keep your eyes on the road, hands on the wheel. It's a big safety feature. But the tire pressure monitoring system actually has pressure and temperature, with the key one being temperature, because typically when your tire fails, it's going to increase its temperature. So if you see one that's, stands out over the other ones, there may be something wrong with that tire. I mean, when you think about it, at the end of the day, it does no good when it tells us we have 0 PSI in our tire. So that's a good thing that we have here. talking to safety, is dual monitors. That is a huge safety thing, and believe it or not, it's not standard in the RV industry. This monitor right here is dedicated to our entertainment, but more importantly, our navigation. So if we're using Apple CarPlay, we're going through downtown Houston, we see all these ramps. I like to follow my blue line so I know which ramp to get off of. And you can do that here. With the same time, this monitor right here is dedicated to our cameras. So I want to see what's beside me as well. So I know I'm not cutting anybody off and I'm safe to get over. Well, just think about it. If we had one monitor, at that time, you know, it's kind of hectic anyway. At that one time, you would have to decide which one's more important, your navigation or seeing what's beside you. So it's one of those features that I really like, and we incorporate in almost every one of our floor plans. Coming down here is basically our standard controls, your AC and things like that. Below, we do have a couple buttons, the auxiliary start. That ties our house batteries with our starting batteries. So let's say you wake up in the morning, for some reason you get ready to pack up, take off, you go to start your coach, and nothing. You get that clicking noise, right? Well, it's all you got to do is hold this button down. It's not a locking toggle switch. It's a rocker switch. So you actually physically hold it down and then start your coach. That's going to tie the power from your house batteries and your chassis batteries together. So it automatically jump starts your vehicle essentially. So that's right here. We got our generator start, our park radio controls, so when depends if you're driving, depends where you want your audio to come from, things like that. Keyless entry, right here we can unlock and lock our doors, and then some dome lights. Coming on this side, it's pretty self-explanatory. You have all your shades and things like that, but one, it is kind of confusing, and I get asked this question a lot, is this little red switch. It's not labeled, but it's a glowing red switch, and that is your heat for your mirrors. So I know we typically go to warm weather in these motorhomes, but if you wake up, you got frost or dew or whatever on your mirrors, hit that button and it'll clear that up. Coming up top here, these doors slide open. We have our TV lockout, so you cannot be watching the Super Bowl coming up here when you're driving down the road in your new Palisade. We have Wii Boost and our satellite controls right here. And we're going to flip-flop. On this side, we have this is our Wi-Fi Ranger. So the way it's prepped right now is you can get LTE service going down the road. So you basically buy a package, you put your SIM card up in the module up top, and you connect to it like you would a hotspot or something like that. This here is our Eclipse module. So this is for the Firefly system. This allows us to control this unit from anywhere in the world as long as we got Wi-Fi connection. So that's nice. You come home from hiking, camping, if you park your motorhome somewhere else, you can literally tie into it and then see what the temperature is and all that stuff and control it from your cell phone. Very important. There is two little switches right here, light switches. Again, not labeled, but those are the lights for your bunk bed. So when this drops down, you can shut those lights on or shut those lights off because they come on automatically. But we're going to talk about this bunk next, but take a look up and see how nice and finished it is. A lot of manufacturers just put a flat piece here. We actually raised that up, so it's kind of like a cathedral ceiling type deal. Has the crown molding, and then we got the 4 lights. Really brightens up this cabin, looks nice. So this is the Hide-A-Loft bed. This has a 500-pound capacity. You're probably not going to put 500 pounds up there, but it just shows you how robust the system is. The kids are up there romping around or something. You don't have to worry about them damaging the system. It's on a key, so the only thing we do is turn the key to unlock. We press this button, and it comes down, and it will set about even with these seats. And there is still access for an emergency to get out the door. So, I mean, it is a little bit lower, but I tell you what, I'd rather go this way than fall out the window. So it's still accessible if you need it. Back here into the living area, this unit is like zoned living. I like the zoned living ones because you're not sitting across from a table or a dinette. It just doesn't give you that nice home feeling. And this one has the zone living. We have a post seating, so you can sit here and talk to your company, things like that. If you do need additional sleeping space, which we'll count those up later, there's a lot of sleeping spaces here. But this comes out into a bed. And then over here, we have our theater seating. This is made by Apex Custom Furniture. They are exclusive to Fleetwood in the Class A industry and Holiday Rambler. And we've had great feedback with them. The furniture is very comfortable. It's durable. You don't have to worry about that flaking and things like that. And plus this is the same material. I believe it's sourced from Spradling, and it's the same material they're putting in those $1 million yachts and boats and things like that. So it will withstand to the weather. It's easy to clean, and I think it's you're really gonna enjoy that. But we have deep storage here. I don't know what you'd put in here being this deep, but you got a lot of options. Then we'll move back into the kitchen. Again, zone living. We just left the front room. Now we're in the kitchen. We have our dinette right here. All solid surfaces everywhere through the Palisade. And this will drop down into a bed. So we do have additional sleeping space here. Storage is very important in a motorhome. So both of these have storage underneath them. This material right here, it's not carpet. We try to eliminate carpet everywhere in this unit. It's actually a vinyl woven material. It's kind of what you see on the deck of a boat or something. So if you drop something, easy to clean, and there's not a whole lot of it that you can see anyway. Coming across, this is our galley. Cool thing about it is this is a fixed peninsula, you call it, but it's fixed. So we have our sink in it, which is a nice farm style sink. It's all stainless steel. But again, it's fixed, so you don't have your water lines on a moving slide out. They come right through here, and then when this slide out comes in, this countertop will move over top of your peninsula here. We have a lot of storage throughout the galley. This is the Metropolitan wood. I don't know if I've already mentioned that, but all adjustable shelvings. And with Fleetwood, we always put the ozite lining inside. It's kind of like an outdoor carpet. It gives it a real nice clean look, and plus it does absorb a lot of noise. So when you got your plates and stuff in here, you're driving down the road, you don't get all that chattering and things like that. We have a convection microwave and an induction cooktop, because when you remember out there, we're talking about the AquaHot, so there's no propane on board on this unit. Everything's electric, which is nice. That's one less tank you got to worry about filling up. You don't have to worry about legal stuff with going through tunnels and things like that. One less thing you gotta have to worry about running out, and you've already booked your campsite, so why not plug into it and use their money to run your motorhome instead of your propane? Over here is some pull-out pantries. Nice little hidden spot, nice use of this little area to create a lot of extra storage. And then we have a tall one here. If you've got brooms, anything like that, great place for that. Accent wall is the soft touch accent walls. Coming across to the refrigerator. Oop, I locked it. Right here, all high-end appliances in the Palisade. This is an LG refrigerator. We have the ice and water in the door here, and plus our pull-out freezer. Coming back a little further, this is where the FS gets pretty interesting. It's one of the only floor plans. There are a couple other. I know our 44B is kind of similar, and our 40G, but this is essentially a whole bedroom. You got your bunk beds right here, which we already talked about. You can access from the bathroom whenever this is closed up. Most of them you can't do that. And plus, if you want to come around this way, you can shut these doors right here. And now we have an actual bedroom. So you think about it, you got your company sleeping here. Well, when they get out to get dressed, they typically still have to be in a neutral area where they don't have much privacy. Right here, you can get out of bed, and you can see we got plenty of room to do whatever you may need to do here. And then if you get up in the morning, your guests do, or your kids, they can go to the restroom and access it right through this door when they don't have to go out in any of the entertaining areas. They don't have to go to the master bedroom, or if you got more company sleeping out front, everybody has their own privacy. That's one of the really neat things I like about the Palisade 45FS. But we'll come into the bathroom now, which this can be accessed again from anywhere. We have a nice tile shower right here. We got the little teak fold down bench. Over here too, we have this little blue light glowing. That is a, drawing a blank on the name of it, shower miser, that's it. So what that's doing is basically recycling all of your fresh water while it's heating up. Once it gets heated up, you turn that knob, and then you'll start using it, and then it go into your gray tank. I mean, granted, we do have a 100-gallon fresh tank here, but we don't want to fill up that tank and we don't want to use our fresh water. So it's a nice way to really utilize and get the full benefit of your tank and your fresh water. Inside the bathroom, everything is residential tile, solid surface, everything's hardwood, even the end panels. So again, we're in a high-end unit here, so it's got all the high-end features. Your toilets, they're all porcelain and they're all macerating toilets, so that's a good thing. Now we come back into the master bedroom. You can access this from either way. You can come through the bedroom or the bathroom when it's closed up, or you can come through the hallway when it's not closed up, your choice. But right across here, we have a bunch of storage. As I'm looking at it, we literally have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 doors and drawers just over here. This right here is a whirlpool washer and dryer. We have 3 drawers on each side, and then some hanging wardrobe right here. If we pull out our adjustable shelving, you can have plenty of hanging space there. More wardrobe here, and even behind the TV, we have a bunch of storage. You'll see a lot of these panels, these little LCD, LED panels, where you can control your slide outs, your lights, and all that stuff. And we do have a centralized one up front. Right here is our bed. This is an articulating bed, which is a good thing because with the articulating beds, it allows us to have those deep wardrobes on the other side. With our foundation, it's really strong. We can do opposing 30, 36-inch slide out boxes. You don't see that a lot in the industry because the foundation's not prepped for that. But we're allowed to do that. So the bad thing about big slide out boxes is it takes up, when you close them, it takes up some of that access room. But the good thing about that is you get all these deep wardrobes. You're able to put washer and dryers and all that stuff in it. And you think about it, you're camping 95% of the time you got a motorhome. You're typically camping in it, not driving. So we give you that benefit that 95% of the time instead of 5% that you're driving. Again, the attention to detail in this thing, if you look up above this bed, again, it's all recessed. It has all the crown molding and lights up there. It would have been a lot easier for our engineers just to put a flat piece of soft touch ceiling up there. But the attention to detail is very nice. Right here is our wireless cell phone chargers. And if you want this articulating bed to go up and down, right here is the switch for that. It's mounted on the side of your nightstand. And everybody has 110s and USBs on the other side as well. Now we're going to come into the master bathroom. Again, full residential tile showers, glass doors. We have a built-in seat on this one versus the folding teak slat. And we do have the shower miser as well in here. A lot of the customers ask for dual vanities, and we have provided that. We have the dual vanities. We have a spot right here so you can hook up your hair dryers, curling irons, all that. Both sinks has their own medicine cabinets. And down below, plenty of storage as well. Again, it's a macerating toilet. It's all porcelain and more LCD panels to control your unit. One thing I did forget to mention was this whole unit has heated tile floor. So you wake up in the morning, it's heated through electric mats. We don't use an aqua hot to heat our floor because it takes a long time for it to heat up. And plus, we don't want all those water lines going through our floor. That's typically not a good thing if you have any issues. But that's a quick walk around of the Palisade 45FS. This thing is available now and it's going to start hitting the dealer's lots very soon. So ask your dealer about that. Leave some comments down there in the comment section. Let us know what you like about this and what you would have done different about it. We feel it's going to be a very good floor plan. Had a lot of requests for a high-end unit in a bunk model and where people could have access to get out of bed, change, kind of have their own personal space. So you can go to fleetwoodrv.com and you can build out your own Palisade, pick out the colors, match it with the wood, the interior decors and all that stuff, and follow us on YouTube. And it's just Fleetwood RV. We do a lot of walk-arounds, and we'll see you on the next video.